It's the Game of the MTG
Normally I would Grim Monolith today, in this spot. Yeah, normally I would Grim Monolith and look to maybe get an early Urza's Saga, and then sometimes a Monolith is still good even if you don't end up doing the big mana thing. You can just like ramp it up into your 5s and stuff, totally reasonable. But it's at its absolute best if you're already building your curve around something like Urza's Saga, or if you're ramping towards something like Upheaval. Yeah, normally I would take Grim Monolith, and I am this draft too. It's a normal draft. Hoping to wheel Battlesphere out of that pack. Maybe Battlesphere is my favorite card ever. That's a sweet card. It's so fun. Comes with a little fucking pack of mirror tokens. Just ready to party. Ragavan, Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I don't think you pass Rags, huh? Maybe you do. There's a Tinker there, too. Tinker sure would play well with this Grim Monolith. Yeah, alright. Okay. We'll see what Tinky gets us. Professor Tinks is on the scene. Right, Mean Bean? I have also really enjoyed playing Turtle first and then playing a Battlesphere. Gross, huh? Gross pack. I guess I just take a Revoker. Now, in the occasion that the artifact deck isn't open, you can still play Tinker. You can support it with a few random talismans and have some big payoffs. You'd much rather be the artifact deck, but like for example, right now we're close to having enough things to sacrifice. If you have that plotting, slow control deck that can draw through, defend your Blightsteel with a bunch of counters, that sort of deal. I typically don't draft that style of deck. But you can. You think Professor Tinks wears a top hat? Oh, Professor Tinks is like pure steampunk, right? Like there's a top hat with a bunch of like weird gold gears on there. Looking at Tundra, looking at Research Desk. I like Research Desk fine. I'm gonna grab Tundra here though. I think whether we end up like more controlling or less controlling, I'm gonna want a Tundra in my deck. Blue-white artifact stuff. We have a Talisman of Progress, too. It just kind of fits. Throw some sweepers in here or something. Plays well. Maybe get a balance. I like Aether Spellbomb, but I'm going to take the Manifold Key. We already have that Grim Monolith for it to pair with. Is this a typical situation? Huh? What have we got here? This is fairly normal. Fairly normal spot. This early in the draft. Him and go blue-black. I would not switch colors for him to Turok. Let's name that Call to Complete. It can be a backup Tinker target, and it could be nice if we end up with Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, there's a staff here. Maybe I want staff instead. Yeah, give me the staff instead. Little artifact cantrip thing. Well, there's a Tinky target. Not the best one, but a very castable one off of Monolith mana. Pack 1, pick 1. Is Chrome Mox or Mox Diamond better? Depends on the sort of deck that you want to draft your Octopus Boyfriend. Chrome Mox is at its best in like fast aggro decks. They can run like a very low land count for a bit of early game explosiveness. It's good in a lot of different decks. That's just where it's best. Mox Diamond is at its best in decks with a higher land count that are trying to play more colors. It's really good with like Red and 6, for example. Is a very good Mox Diamond card. So those are the two ideals, but they're both playable in a wide variety of decks, and they both play really well with draw 7s. So I wouldn't say one is necessarily better than the other. It's just more like, what are you in the mood to draft? What appeals to you more? Because they're both excellent. I think there's a low chance that I want to play Show and Tell. Maybe as a sideboard card versus aggro. Usually kind of hate it though. But I don't think I'm playing Sarah Paragon. Could play touch. Don't really want to, but I could. Hey, there's the desk. Desk wheeling's a good sign. Would I rather kiss Chrome Mox or Mox Diamond? Oh, Chrome Mox for sure. There's Karn in that reflection. I guess we're just grabbing a Karakas, huh? Very unexciting pack for yours truly. Flooded Strand. There's Ulamog for that show and tell. Saheeli can be good if you get Academy. I don't really like taking it too early, but maybe we have to run it here, huh? I think I'm just going to grab Flooded Strand. Dack's interesting. Mentor's interesting. And there's a Talisman here, too. I'm going to take the Mentor. And the Mentor gives me, like, another avenue to victory in my deck full of non-creatures. Currently, we don't have artifact payoffs except for Tinker, so we're going to need something else. Something. Oh, Top's really good with Mentor. Love that for me. You've had a good time combining Profs with Walking Ballista? Yeah. I've had a good time with Profs and Draw Sevens. It's pretty sweet. Really cool addition to the cube. I need to pick one up for my cube. I've been having a good time with it. Top key, yeah, absolutely. The Manifold Key can untap the top, turn into a little draw engine. I've managed to pull that off once this season. Could be sweet. Does everyone see how that works? You activate the top to draw a card. You respond by untapping it with the key. And then before the first activation has resolved, because it's not part of paying the cost. The tap is paying the cost. Then before the first one's resolved, you activate again. Then you end up drawing 2 cards instead of just 1. Pretty good. Pretty good. The 4-mana blue-white oil platform thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be excellent here. That card, a couple sweepers. We could have a pretty good artifact control deck. Hey, Tater Chimp. Thanks to the sub. Thanks to the 34 months. Oh, shit, what up? Here we go. Little workshop action. We're not like the best workshop deck yet, but this is a really good sign. This is a step in the right direction. At least we have that relic wield. Be much better in my deck than anybody else's. Kind of a gross pack. Emrakul for the show and tell, I guess. I just really don't think I'm doing that. I kind of like Seedshark. It's doing sort of a mentor thing. And then there's like Steel Seraph here. I'm just like not impressed with tapping Workshop to cast a 5/4. I'm gonna take the Shark. Ooh. A little Coveted Jewel action. I think I'm coveting the Coveted Jewel. Fun one to play and then sack to Tinker. Also plays well with Manifold Key. There is an Enlightened Tutor in the pack, which is why I'm pausing. We're not going to get a wheel out of this pack. I really like Enlightened Tutor if you end up with like a Mana Crypt or a Soul Ring or something really juicy to grab early on, which we don't currently have. It is another shuffle effect for Sensei's Evening Top. And if you end up with Thopter Sword, it can help you put those 2 cards together. But yeah, currently I think I like Jewel a little bit better. Speaking of Thopter Sword, we haven't seen Foundry, right? I think I'm just going to grab this Meek. I don't think I like Aetherflux Reservoir. Seems pretty hard for me to kill someone with that. But the only other card here is Dragon, which I'm not high on. It is a shuffle effect for top. But ideally I wouldn't be putting it in this deck. I like Dragon a lot, just not here. Alright, I'll take the damn Reservoir. Yeah, I'll put it in the sort of the Meek there. Put them in the maybe pile, Ooh, this Talisman's looking a lot better now that we have Workshop. I dig it. Sure. Displacer Kitten is in. And now that we have Jewel, it would be a good pickup, yeah. We might have passed it already. Hell yeah, Iceman. Sorry you can't sleep. But hopefully the vibes are to your liking. Time for Academy. Academy would help a lot, yeah. Last night's Workshop deck, I was like disgusted with that deck. I just scrapped it. I think I like lost around with it last night. Hey, there's the Thopter Foundry. Really fucking filthy pack. If this Thopter Foundry wasn't here, I'd be snapping up this fourth. It's probably correct to just grab the fourth anyway. Like, I think it's going to win more games than Thopter Sword. We have that Talisman that produces red. Yeah, give me the fourth. Give me the fourth. Maybe we'll the Thopter Foundry. Maybe some jerkerino will steal it from me, but the fourth is going to be good. It's just going to win. It's going to win so many games. Here we go. These are some nice threes to play off workshops. That's like getting the most bang for your buck from the turn 1 workshops. Now that we have the Forth Eorlingas, we're going to grab the Coalition Relic over Palantir. They're both great here, though. I think pre-fourth, I would have taken the Palantir as like one more way to prevent flooding out. But now that we have the fourth, another card that can produce red mana is pretty sweet. Real nice pickup there. Little Nettlecyst action, maybe. Some good dual lands going around. Karn's good, but it's not playable off of Workshop, and Nettlecyst is. So I'm going to grab that one. And hopefully Karn wheels. Wouldn't that be nice? I did 3060 off Displacer Kitten pretty recently. I did have the perfect shell for it. I like multiple Moxen and 3-mana Teferi and Coveted Jewel. It was like the best Displacer Kitten deck you could hope for. Not high on it overall, but like when you have the sweet spot for a card, right? When it's right, it's right. It's one of the reasons I'm not high on it, because it's like base 4-mana 2/2, and then like you need some other pieces. But if you're there, you're there. Hey, Carbajack, thanks for the sub, thanks for 80 months. Similarly, I trophied with that 2/1 flyer that loots on connecting. Trophied with that the other night, even though I'm like kind of low on the card. I think it's like pretty hard to get up to 4 counters for it without the game like already being pretty over. But it played really well in a Time Walk recursion deck that I was jamming. Hey, there's Shorikai. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we got something that can hum along. Love me a Shorikai. Yeah, Malcolm. Yeah, we had some close games where we actually like ramped it up to 4 counters off of Time Walks, and then it was casting nutty things. I mean, I love me a Solitude. I'm considering the Solitude. There's also... I should just take the Triome, right? We can tutor it up with the Flooded Strands. We're doing pretty well on our playable count. I'm just going to take the Triome. The badass oil platform, yeah. So Mystic Forge is pretty good in this deck. It's a pretty good card to play off of Workshop. Pairs really well with this Sensei's Dividing Top. The Blightsteel would give me something else to tinker up. I do think, as much as I dislike Blightsteel, I do think it's better than Triplicate Titan as a tinker target. I guess I'll grab it. That Chrome Mox has so little to imprint. Could throw Soul Cauldron in the sideboard. Could grab a Serum Visions. I don't think I'm going to end up playing Serum Visions. It is good with Monastery Mentor. But I don't really like it in the rest of the deck. Yeah, I'm just going to grab a sideboard card. Passing Chrome Mox makes me feel sad, but whatever. Hey. It's not the best upheaval I've ever seen, because we don't have Academy. But Monolith on tap Monolith will still get us up to upheaval range for sure, for sure. Got the Thopter Foundry wheel. Excellent. Fucking excellent. Wheeled the Karn. What the fuck? I might play that Solitude, even though I'm kind of low on white cards. Yeah, I think I'd like it over the filler in my sideboard. Soul Cauldron or Revoker. Revoker's a little bit better here than it usually is, because I don't have any sweepers. And I don't think we need to play a Mountain. think we ended up with enough fixing with the Parlor and the Triome and the Relic and everything. Could even play one more island. The Karakas and the Elegant Parlor don't tap for blue, and the Talisman. Yeah, let's play one more blue source. Citadel would have been hot here, though, with the top, Oh, what's up, Tom? So normally I wouldn't keep a hand like this in this style of deck. We just have no acceleration. But there's no Moxen in this deck. And there's only workshops. There's not workshops and academy. So I don't actually think you can mulligan that aggressively like I'm used to. Here we've got like a bit of disruption. We've got some reasonable looking cards. Totally fine. Better than this would be like a Tinker hand or a Grim Monolith hand or a Workshops hand, or a little bit more on plan. Revoker definitely coming in. Looking a smidge rough. Touch can answer the Shorikai, but it's just going to be too slow. We're going to have too many activations out of it. The good news is this turn they can't really activate Shorikai without losing a Saga activation. Yeah, if they end up only getting one activation out of this Shorikai, I'll be very happy, because they spent a Black Lotus to play it. So good for me. Possibly I should be solituding a construct here. Maybe I'll wait a turn. Can maybe bait in an attack. I guess it doesn't really work that way, I should have solituded before that resolved, if I was going to. Yeah, I think I will. You are welcome for the free point of life. Hey, the one last wish, thanks for 57 months. More cube, more fun! Is that how you wanted me to pronounce that? Do I want to Grim Monolith into the Nettlecyst? Yeah. It just makes the Nettlecyst token a lot larger is all. I can top, really? Can I? Does that cost 1 mana? Opponent pitching Upheaval. Did I know what my cards do? Well, not Sensei's Divining Top. I've never read it before. Never spun a top in my fucking life. Sure. Hey, Supco lands. I think I've only written one article about Sensei's Dividing Top. It's been a while. I'm probably rusty on it. Let's do this now. This is a game where we're really going to miss Academy Hum. With a Talisman, though, we can activate 2 tokens a turn. Maybe start getting some aggression going. To fuck Voxy, why am I here? Because Voxy has better taste than you. That's why, Human Sam. Why are you questioning your queen? Thoughts on Top and Paper? I mean, I like Top. It is a little wonky for tournaments, which I think is part of why it got banned in both extended and modern and legacy. I think we can serve 5 here. Maybe that's a smidge aggressive. Your queen? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever her preferred term for herself is. That is terrible for me. Yeah, I like the Assimilation Aegis. It's especially good in these artifact decks. This is one of those games where I'm going to really miss not having a sweeper in my deck. Maybe Thopter Foundry could still win this one for me. Opponent's Hellbent. I wonder if Blightsteel is better than Thopter Sword. We kind of have that decision point, The issue with Thopter Sword is it's not just a fucking Thopter Sword. It's like a tapped out Thopter Sword. We wouldn't be able to make anyone once this turn. The issue with Blightsteel is they have a few turns blocking. They do have top, so they're hellbent, but they do have top to spin and find an answer to whichever we do. That's a tough call. Blightsteel, they win in the air. They're only attacking for 3 a turn in the air. So we would tutor up Blightsteel. They hit me for 3. I go down to 5. I attack with Blightsteel. They block with 2 incubators. They hit me for 3. I go down to 2. Blightsteel's less clicking. Blightsteel's just like a lot easier to answer with like a random path or something. Like so the Meek doesn't care about path. Maybe I'll wait a turn. Not attacking with a token, because I've decided to try and play around removal spells. And if I attacked with a token and made a token to block to not take lethal here, then I'd be playing into them. Thopter Foundry gives them a lot of time to find their own win or break up mine. This line's a lot worse if they have a counterspell. There, I played one with Force Negation. 10 more kills me, because I can flip this token to serve in. Neither line would have beaten it. Well, maybe Blightsteel beats that, because they can't serve the construct to the first attack, and then I have 2 blockers for the next one. I don't know if beats is the right word, but the game would keep going, right? The game would extend. A moment to cut for Revoker. Maybe it's Solitude. Or maybe I want my answers to the giant chonkers. They have a few chonker makers. They could have Tinker of their own. Maybe I just don't put that in. A lot of the things in their deck that I would hit are also in my deck, right? Like Shorikai and Top and stuff. I'm gonna send this one back. See if we can find workshops. Well, there's a Tinker. I guess we keep this. And just been an island. Lead on Triome. I know Solitude 8 Oust last time. What does that matter? I was here. I was still a great answer to a giant factory token, right? Oh, that's why I wanted to bring in the fucking Revoker, Black Lotus, right? It'd been so long since the start of the game, I forgot why I wanted to bring the Revoker in. Yeah, ref playing a mirror, an artifact mirror, when the opponent's got more explosive potential than you. Tinker for Blightsteel looking decidedly bad, but we'll see. Yeah, I was hoping to dodge Phantasmal Image. Kind of makes me, or I'm sorry, not Phantasmal Image. That was the card that they pitched to Force Negation, so I just like read the card word. My brain said that. I meant I was hoping to dodge Force. Yeah, that Tinker resolves. I'm obviously not getting Blightsteel. I'm getting the 6-drop that draws 3 cards. So I get a burst of cards and mana here, and I'd be able to run out that Nettlecyst, and I think actually be ahead. Now I'm wondering if we can actually grind through a Jace. Might be hard. I'll give it a turn or two, but this game's probably over, right? I could like rip workshops and go like right Relic Nettlecyst. Just sword or something, who knows? Not the most exciting Nettlecyst, but it is a creature to pressure the Jace. It might even bounce, who knows? This is where I kick myself for not leaving up Karakas, Like, they're gonna get to trigger that card, and they just, like, shouldn't. And now Karakasing on my next turn will prevent me from going Relic into Thopter Foundry. If they leave up 3 mana, then Karakas doesn't even stop it. It would have stopped it literally this turn, because they had to use all their mana. Thinking about Relicking into the staff. Mystic? What Mystic? Your activist boyfriend? I agree, like, the lack of Moxen in Academy is a real bummer. We had some good things going for us, too. The Thopter combo being one of them. Yeah, their second mean phase, I would bounce with Karakas, and they would just replay it. Because it triggers at the end step. Is blue-white archetype the best in the cube? It can be. As with a lot of things, like the cards that you get make a big difference. So if you have like the primo version of blue-white artifacts, then I think, yeah, you do. But, yeah, I don't, yeah, if we're talking ceilings, that maybe that doesn't even make sense. I don't think that's a question you can really answer. Because, like, the infinite turns decks just, like, don't give you a turn and can do it pretty quickly off of Fast Bond. And, like, Brain Freeze, LED can just kill you super fast. And these decks aren't doing that, right? You can have some, like, truly busted starts with these decks, but they're not doing that. If the Tinker didn't get forced, I was not planning on getting Sword. I was going to get Coveted Jewel. I was saying that I think it would have actually put me ahead, and I would have drawn 3 cards off of it, and then slammed Nettlecyst that turn. Just got that big boost in mana and stuff. Why not bounce the dude? I'm going to bounce their fucking dude, NBA Jam. I've been talking about bouncing their dude. What the fuck? This is the first time I passed with Karakas up. Do you want to do it now? Is it like a especially good time to bounce it now? Literally the first turn they played it, I like bemoaned the fact that I had not left Karakas up. I've been talking about it the last 3 turns. Were you just like fucking coming out of a coma? I want to make a Thopter Foundry token at their EOT. I just don't know what I'm gonna sack. Like, it feels bad to sack Relic, but the staff would give me a token. We'll see what they do here. Is this an Upheaval? Upheaval might save my sanity. It is. All right. Good enough. Good enough! I'm calling it good enough. Yeah, the Foundry EOT, like, put an Nettlecyst on it, you can clear Jace and stuff. But yeah, if you bounce a Cal, there's no real convenient spot if they've got a bunch of mana where they don't just, like, replay it, right? Because if you bounce it on their EOT, it's already had a chance to trigger, and if you bounce it in their second main phase, they just recast it. So that's why I used my mana last turn instead of doing that. And last turn, the turn previous, they had a pile of extra mana. They would have just fucking replayed it, and it wouldn't have mattered at all. I kind of dig that. I'm going to bin the Jewel. This is a pretty reasonable Tinker opener. And then I don't think I'm playing the Key on turn 1. I think I'm going Parlor into Staff into Tinker. We'll see what we draw for turn, though. That was for the 2-1 salvage? Yeah! Any good drinks, then? If you're not snacking, you gotta have good drinks. I'm gonna wait until I have dinner before I start drinking. What are you supposed to do tomorrow evening? Watch VODs. Well, it's not a Moldify on the play. That seems like the sort of thing I might be able to beat. Look at that value bin. Look at that value bin. Surveillance are fucking cracked. I just spent so many turns talking about it, your octopus. It's just spent so long. I'd spent like 3 turns of commentary talking about that Karakas. Wow, this is a really good Mold 5. Like, they can activate Kinnan next turn, right? I don't think there's much I can do about it. I don't think I can... Like, I could channel to exile the Kinnan for a turn. I don't think it does anything. Because that keeps me from tinkering for a turn. Look at that sword value. Is this it? The best start in Vintage Cube? Are they spinning Kinnan? They are. This is another match where I'm really missing having some sweepers in my deck. Endurance. That's a beatable. We can beat that one. No, it's not. I haven't solved it. It's not the best start in Vintage Cube. This Manifold Key might actually be insane. We just need to fade them, kinning into like fucking Something too insane this turn. Like, I think Craterhoof would win for them. Because they can activate Kinnan with only tapping one mana dork here. Like, tap the birds to Kinnan. And then I think Hoof wins. If they have a Hoof. But that might be the only creature that does it. In their colors. Oh, they're just YOLO. Yeah, Emrakul does not do it. We got it. We got this win. This key is so good. This key is so good. We're gonna need to fucking out-chonk or somebody here. They definitely have Revoker targets. I'm gonna maybe Research Desk. You just learned about Key's second ability? Oh yeah. There's a reason Voltaic Keys isn't in the cube anymore. What was that match? Just the game. That was just game one. We still got to steal one of these next two games. I mean, we still have to rightfully earn one of these next two games through skill and such. If we don't draw a mana rock, this turn one workshop might end up slowing me down more than hitting my opponent's birds is going to slow them down. Yeah, our start's a little slower. We're upping a turn 4 Tinker. We could still... So if we rip like a Grim Monolith, for example. We could draw a Talisman for our turn, and that would get me there this turn. And now that we've whiffed, we could still use Staff to find Grim Monolith. And still Tinker this turn. Interesting. I guess I'm supposed to serve. If only Karn was an actual artifact, huh? Why isn't Karn an artifact? Makes no sense. I've played so much Cube. I should really just be fetching. I should get in the habit of fetching in response to Saga. I've gotten got by that in Constructed by playing too much Cube. And then they go get Needle and get you. No Needle in the Cube, but just good practice. Why isn't Tezzeret an artifact? That's a good question. He's more machine than man now. 6 mana, 5 mana, 4 mana, 3 mana. Nissa. Shieldred? Opponent's got some good ones, huh? Got some good cards over there. Yeah. Perfect. Let's go, Shieldred. All right, 15. So we can make 8 mana. We can Forth for 4. Not really good enough, huh? Especially with the Shieldred there. Maybe I'm just supposed to Karn down tick. It's not very exciting, but it's a line. So we'd have 6 plus 2. 8 mana. It'd be a fourth for 6, right? Maybe fourth for 6 is good, and then we just like pass the turn. We just like don't attack. It's not winning, but it's like a lot of board presence. I think it's better than, yeah, that's got to be better than Karn don't take. How good would a sweeper be here, huh? I've been bemoaning my lack of sweeper the whole league. We could hit for 1 and get the monarchy. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want the monarchy. Maybe if we draw cards, we can find Thopter Foundry. And then Thopter Foundry can fucking do the thing with sword. And I can beat this shielded. Opponent's doing a good job of vintage cubing. Good cards, stepping the foot on the gas, not letting up. Opponent to the tank. How does Kinnan work with non-land? Okay. Oh, this is bad. They get the Coveted Jewel because of the Birds of Paradise, and then they'll have enough mana to flip their fucking thing. I think they should have served all in. Like mid-combat, they can flip this. Did that game make me want to board in Triplicate Titan? A little bit, sort of, not really. Yeah, maybe I want to cut Mentor. I don't think we're ever winning a Mentor game in this matchup. Why did I decide against the Karn down tick line? I didn't think making a 7/7 or whatever was as good as making 6 2/2s. It wins the turn after? Why would it win the turn after? Might doesn't answer a creature. It only answers non-creatures. I'm still curious why I would just win the turn after, though. Fourth for 11, 10 or 11. I don't think you can, Dracta's boyfriend. Your ability to fourth goes down after you pass the turn, not up. They take one of your mana rocks, and they can, like, literally answer the other one on board with the might, right? And the workshops doesn't work with fourth. So I think your line is just losing. Even without the might, if you the monolith plus the other thing is only worth fucking 5 mana with your 3 lands there, that's still only doing it for like 4 or 5, right? Pretty similar to what we did. Leaving back 1 human knight's not very good here because they can Shadow Spear and smack you anyway. Besides, the Paradise Druid might want to tap. And we might rip a white card for Solitude. Just like a lot of reasons to serve all, I think. Think I'm favored here. Feeling favored. Maybe I shouldn't have F6'd. I could have Solitude the Paradise Druid on my EOT. But who knows, maybe I want to target something else. Cicadas rule. They're kind of cool bugs. Yeah, ideally we wouldn't have Blightsteel in the opener, but I think the rest of the hand's good, right? We have the Grim Monolith here. We got top to spin. Next turn, I think I'm just going to Talisman spin top. Yeah, I'm still going to do that. They can draw a card. Cicada recipes? People eat those? I mean, I guess they would eat any big bug, huh? How to cook cicadas. Ohio State University. Considered a gateway bug by some. Oh no, they're talking about crickets. What do they taste like? Just like chicken, but they do have a nutty flavor and a nice crunch when sauteed in olive oil and a few seasonings tossed in for good measure. Old Bay seasoning is always a winner. I'm not so sure you can eat them without accompaniments. That makes sense. Wow, I'm just never fucking paying for this sets per sentinel, am I? They do not taste like chicken. Old Bay is designed for water bugs, or basically is water bugs, like that's the ingredients. Oh, I'd keep growing the Esper Sentinel. I just paid for it. What do we think? Sword of the Meek or Upheaval? What do we play towards? I think we Thopter Sword here. Deck really needed an academy, Cicada are related to shrimp and lobsters. Interesting. Well, then they have to taste delicious. How am I not eating cicadas right now? I don't think so, Aesthetica. It's not like I'm fucking harvesting my own lobster. I don't think your comment makes much sense. Gotta bring your driveway to me, tackler. When's the last time I ate a live spider? The last time I made a mistake. When playing Magic the Gathering. Fucking never happens. Oh shit, speaking of dinner. What do we get? Is this roasted cicadas? Yes. Oh my god, it is exactly. What a coincidence. Thank you. I win! I was worried. I was worried that game. Yeah, these don't look bad. Definitely looks like an edible bug. And that crunch. Hey, there we go. There's a hand. Why'd they give up? I think they probably didn't feel like trying to grind through Thopter Sword. Maybe they knew they didn't have answers to it. Well, I would have just untapped and made 4 more 1/1s. And what was I going to bin? I like keeping the 4th for the Solitude. I'm going to bin a land. We can like Parlor. And then if we don't draw a land naturally, the top can spin us into a land for Tinker. Does it feel like chicken sat next to a lobster? Yeah, I think that's accurate. Well, that's bad for me. Instead of playing top on my turn, I'm going to run out the research desk. And then next turn I can crack it for land drop and play top off that. Just going to spin top here, and hopefully it finds me that third land I'm looking for. Ace Strange dies, thinks at 28 months. Oh shit, what up? What was that one targeting? Alright, I changed my mind. Plus got one card in hand. I think this Blightsteel's going to be good. That would have been just the most brutal Blightsteel rip. Hell yeah. Just mono 2/1s today. There's a Scrubber 2 in there, but no trophies to balance it out.